Hey guys, if you are new to my channel, my name is Matt, and I talk about retirement, rental properties, fitness, travel, and you name it, I talk about it. So in this video, we're gonna talk about, it's more like a part two, actually, retiring not in America. So why do I title my video this way, and why is it a part two? Because it's kind of a continuation of the other video I posted, but so pretty much what I'm gonna be covering, guys, is the fact that people aren't going to be able to retire in America, and it's becoming a global thing. But the issue now is inflation's gotten so bad in the States that people are paycheck to paycheck, guys. I mean, most people, I don't know if you guys have actually experienced this or not, but I'm seeing a lot of people getting laid off. I'm seeing a lot of people, struggling to make ends meet. They're having to take on 2-3 part-time jobs. People graduating college aren't even being able to make ends meet anymore. I mean, the average house, you've got to make really around $100,000 to buy a house now, to buy a decent sized house in a decent area. So the American dream, I think, is changing. It's changing fast, actually, guys. I mean, back in the day, the American dream was to buy, get a job and you could live off one income. You could buy a house, you could buy two cars, support a family off one income. But now it's gotten to the point where, one income is not even enough. I mean, it's point blank, it's not enough. And then now you've got, now you have to have the the wife or your partner starting to generate extra income. And then you've got to have a side hustle and then another side hustle, and this perpetual state of hustle. But the question that no one really asks themselves is when is enough, guys? When are people actually going to realize that you can continue to work, but at a certain point, if you're not stashing your cash somewhere, if you're not buying things that are going to produce you income every month, then you're not getting any closer to hopping off the hamster wheel, guys. I mean, we're promised if you go to college, you'll get a 9-to-5 job career and you'll be able to generate all this money and be able to have a retirement. But at the end of the day, if you're promised a retirement or a pension, the problem is that inflation is the real inflation, CPI, is really between 20 and 30%, guys. You don't believe me? Look at home prices from 2 years ago, 3 years ago to now. I mean, let's be honest, guys. Things have skyrocketed. Food skyrocketed. Food's at 30 to 40% increase over the last 2 to 3 years. So, I'm not going to make this video about inflation, but I'm just going to mention inflation is a big factor, okay? So retirement, right? How are we going to retire? We have to store our money. No matter how much money you have, whether you make 40, 50 grand a year, or you make 70, 80 grand a year, or 100 grand a year, you got to start figuring out a way to lower your expenses. And you also have to figure out a way to start stashing your cash somewhere, whether that's starting online businesses, whether that's buying rental properties or physical businesses. The problem is that people aren't doing that, and they're going to rely on Social Security and Social Security alone, when that's going to be bankrupt, probably, more or less, before people retire. So the main question is going to be how, guys. How are we going to retire? How are you and your friends and people around you going to retire? It's going to be through cash flows. It's going to be through starting businesses and buying rental properties and starting online businesses as well, guys. I mean, really, at the end of the day, very few professions are actually going to pay you decent enough to survive, guys. And we're not even talking about even retirement, more or less. We're talking about just even nowadays, guys. I mean, before retirement, how are you going to survive before retirement? You've got to buy assets. You've got to start businesses. You got to start doing stuff, guys. At the end of the day, whatever you're doing now is going to affect you in 10, 15 years from now. So make sure that when you do stuff, make sure that you have an end goal and a plan in sight, guys, because you can't be moving through life, especially on a hamster wheel, with no purpose and no intention of hopping off the hamster wheel. At the end of the day, guys, the hamster wheel, aka 9 to 5, is not really going to take care of you guys. It's not. I mean, you see vehicle prices have shot up, real estate's shot up, food shot up, everything is shot up. You guys really think a 9 to 5 is really going to be the answer? No, you have to use that 9 to 5 to escape the system. Save your money, use the 9 to 5 to start that business, to buy those couple rental properties you need. Ask yourself, how many rental properties do you need to be able to replace that 9 to 5? So if you make 40 grand a year or 50 grand a year, can you quit your 9 to 5 if you buy 3 or 4 rental properties? If they're good cash flowing assets, 100% you could. You just got to figure out, well, okay, what's your method of purchase, right? And I talk about this, and I have an ebook about this as well. But you can buy rental properties with no money down, guys. I have an ebook about this. It's on my website. If you guys are interested in learning about that, I can definitely send it to you guys. It's like $6.99 for the ebook, but it will save you tens of thousands of dollars. Trust me, I've scaled up quite a bit of rental properties, and I've never put a down payment down. Never. So it's possible, guys. I can teach you guys. So if you're interested in learning, the quick way to scale up with rental properties so you can have a retirement plan in your 30s, so you can retire early in your 30s and 40s, follow me, share this content, because I'm teaching people like you and everyone else how to retire early, guys, because you cannot relate to your 65 years old to be retiring, guys. It's not going to happen. Inflation is going to be, you think inflation is bad now, wait in 10 years, guys. Wait till 2035. Where do you guys think that's going to be? It's going to be so crazy. This is why people are wanting to move outside the country, guys. Because people move outside the country, they're able to stretch the USD. That's the whole game. It's currency hacking. So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about currency hacking, right? 100 USD may only buy you so much groceries in America, but 100 USD could fill up 2 grocery carts somewhere else, 3 grocery carts somewhere else. You stretch the dollar. See, the best ideal scenario that we want to make US dollar, because that's the most stable currency compared to all the other ones, right? All the currencies have inflation, but the USD is really it's still the staple point, right? The most trusted currency, right? Whatever that means. But what you want to figure out is, okay, how do I make USD? And then how do I stretch that USD abroad to live a better, higher quality life, guys? Because at the end of the day, remember, we talked about this, is that most people aren't going to be able to retire in the States. That's a fact. Most people aren't. So you guys are figuring out how you're going to start your retirement plan abroad, whether that's in Mexico, that's in Latin America, Central America, Asia, Europe, wherever it is. Because America is not, it's getting ridiculously expensive. And again, the average American has $400 in savings, guys. You can't retire on that, guys. You cannot retire on that. And the average Social Security check, I think, is like $1,000 or $1,200. You can't retire on that. There's no way. There's no way. Studio apartments now are like $1,000 a month or more in a good area. So the average car payment's $1,000 a month right now. People, there's just no way to retire on a Social Security check nowadays, let alone like a single pension. So, that being said, guys, if you're interested in learning like how to buy rental properties with no money down, I have an ebook. If you guys are interested in some coaching, I'm starting a coaching class, Freedom Academy. I'm starting that, guys, so you guys can subscribe to that, and then we can talk one-on-one. And I can teach you guys. You can talk to me about your problems. You can tell me where you are in life, and I can help you navigate through what you need to do to get out of your job, to escape the matrix, to be able to live an awesome life, to get fit. Because remember, we're talking about retirement here, but we want to retire early. We don't want to wait till we're 65. You don't want to wait till you're 65 to retire, guys. We want to retire in our 30s. In our 40s. We want to live an awesome life in our 30s and 40s. We don't want to wait till we're 65, 7 years old to retire. And then you don't feel like doing anything. Guys, listen, the average life expectancy for a male is I think it's 73 or 75 years old, guys. So when you reach 36, 37 years old as a male, you've already reached half your life. You don't want to wait till you're 65 to retire. You want to retire in your 30s, guys. You want to be fit. You want to have time to do things. You want to have cash flow. You have to figure out how quick you want to do this, guys. How quick do you want to retire? How quick do you want to travel? How quick do you want to get fit? How quick do you want to be confident? All these things. These are things that are going to allow you to be able to live your best life, be the best version of yourself in your 30s, in your 40s, not in your 60s and 70s, guys, because you're not going to be able to live an abundant lifestyle in your 60s and 70s if you're not taking the action now. You don't want to be struggling in your 30s and 40s and 50s. You'll never retire. At the rate, if you sit back and wait, and take that 9-to-5 paycheck, you take that Social Security check when you retire, you'll never be financially free. Never. A job is just meant to pay your bills. You need to live below your means, and you need to be able to take that money and stack it, save it, do whatever you have to do to save whatever you can to start a side hustle, a business, buy rental properties, guys. Start offsetting your income so you can quit the 9-to-5, so you can travel. You can go to Latin America, you can go to Mexico, you can go to Asia, you can go to Europe. You can travel and go to all these cool places. You'll really start to realize you don't need that much money to retire once you start thinking about, okay, well, I don't need the big house, I don't need the big cars, I don't need the fancy vacations. I mean, you can literally live like a king on $3,000-$4,000 a month. Pretty much anywhere else, guys. It's crazy. But anyways, guys, this video is really meant to just inspire you guys and get the wheels turning on how to retire. And if you're interested and want to retire early in your 30s, if you're 20, if you're in your late 20s and want to retire in your 30s, or if you're in your 30s and want to retire in the next couple of years in your mid to late 30s, this video is for you. If you're in your 40s and you're like, what do I do? How do I escape the matrix? How do I retire? This video is for you also. And if you're in your 50s and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm trying to escape the matrix, but I don't know what to do, this video is also for you. You got to learn, you got to figure out, okay, simple question here. How much money do I need per month to retire? Whatever that dollar amount is. Is it $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month? Whatever the dollar amount is you want to make, write that down. And then figure out, how many rental properties do I need to hit that number? What kind of business or businesses do I need to start to hit that number? Those are the questions you need to be asking yourself, guys. How do I retire early? It's 2024. Inflation is not going away. The government lies to us. People are losing jobs left and right. We've got to figure out a way. The way is to make USD and live abroad. Currency hacking, retirement early, FIRE. Financial independence, retire early. Most people want to be fit. Most people want to be healthy. Most people want cash flows. Most people want to do what they want to do when they want to do it. Absolute freedom, guys. That's why I'm starting the Freedom Academy. If you like this content, give me a like, give me a follow, give me a share, guys. I'll be pumping out content every single day. On that note, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.